Hello everybody, my name is Filipe Cruz, I'm from Hakan, and today I'll be running this training session regarding request fulfillment on the new tool called KCB Service Manager. So for today, I'll give you a quick summary of this training session, followed by the main concepts behind request fulfillment, how to access the tool, and then a live presentation of the tool, followed by all the instructions that you need to know in order to fully operate this module. Okay. So this training session, the main goals of it are to clarify what a service request is, to clarify the difference between a service request and an incident, okay, present you the request fulfillment workflow and provide you with the knowledge to order service requests, approve them and implement. Okay. So KCB Service Manager will be composed by two different portals. The first one is the self-service portal that will be used by the end users and approvers. Okay, so end users can come to this portal and submit incidents or create what is called service catalog interactions. Okay, those interactions will be generated when you order a new service request or when you submit a new change request. Okay, then those records will be approved by the approvers. Approvers usually are the head of department, branch manager, or SQC manager. Okay, and then usually the flow will move to the operators portal. And in the operators portal, we will have members from the different teams that we call operators, handling all the different types of records. And here we are talking about incidents, we are talking about requests, changes. Okay, requests and changes are records that are automatically created from the interactions, okay? And then we will have problems, okay? So the scope of our training session of today is interactions and requests. Okay. So what is a service request? Okay. So in order to fully understand this, we need to start with the service catalog interaction. Okay. So this interaction is ordered from the service catalog, and it represents a record that registers a request for a new service or a new change. Okay, so the catalog interaction is used to register, okay, the request for a new change, for a new service or a service change. Okay, this record needs to be approved by the branch manager, the SQC manager, or the head of department. Okay, then there's an automatic creation of the service request record, and the service request record is intended to manage the new service or the service change implementation slash deployment slash fulfillment. Okay, so that one will be present in the operators portal and has a workflow with predefined rules. So the big difference here is that you, as an end user, you will create the interaction, okay, and you will follow up the interaction, okay, and the operators in the operators portal, they will see the service request record. Okay, that's the record that contains the information regarding your order. Okay, and this is the record that will be updated by the operators, saying that they were able to implement it or not. Okay, so end users will only see the interaction, and operators the service request. So what is the difference here between an incident and a service request? Okay, there are a lot of differences, but sometimes there's an overlap between these two concepts, so it's important to clarify this difference. So as an incident represents something that is not working and needs to be fixed. Okay, there are groups of users or the entire organization impacted. Okay, for example, if T24 is down, the entire organization will be impacted. Okay, it's something that needs to be fixed because it's not working. You cannot access the internet. Okay, this needs to be fixed too. This is impacting you and your activities. Okay, or this cannot access internet is an incident related with a router that is impacting a lot of users. Another example is my email account is locked. Okay, so this is something that needs to be fixed as soon as possible too. Okay, so main concept here is incident is something that is not working and needs to be fixed. What about the service request? Well, the service request is used when you ask for something new. Okay, when you ask for a change or a new service, a change in the service or a new service. Okay, but not because something is not working. Okay, for example, if you need a new laptop, you will order it. It's for you. If you need to change your profile in Transware or in another enterprise application, that will be a change related with only your profile. It's something that you are asking, or something new, or just a change to something that you already have. Okay. If you want a new mobile phone, that will be a service request too. So service request, in order to help you memorizing, service request is related to asking for something new or asking for a change to something that you already have. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand the difference between these two concepts. Again, just to remind you, incident, something that needs to be fixed because it's not working. Okay, and service request, it's asking for something new or asking to change something that you already have. Okay, not fixing. So, since I already explained you the main concepts here, let's see how is this going to work in terms of workflow. Okay, so when you want to order a new service request, what is going to happen? So the first thing here is that the end user goes to the self-service portal and he selects an option called Order from Catalog. Okay, the end user will select the proper entry in the catalog. Okay, and after submitting it, there's a new interaction called SVC and with a number is created. Okay, so you can refer to that interaction based on the ID that is generated. Okay, after that, the interaction will be approved or denied by the head of department, the branch manager, or the SQC manager. Okay, so that person can approve or deny the record. So he will deny the record, for example, if there is not enough financial resources in the department to fulfill this order, this service request. For example, if you are asking for a new laptop, maybe or a laptop with a specific specifications, maybe the head of your department will deny it because they don't have the necessary funds or this request is not aligned with the current strategy, for example. Okay, but most of the times they will accept it. Okay, and after approving it, there's an automatic creation of service request records. Okay, service request records start with RF, meaning request fulfillment. So from this point on, the flow will move to the operator's portal. Okay, and the request fulfillment record or the service request will be handled by operators. Okay, the end user will be able to see this record, but they will not be able to interact with it. Okay. So after the record is created, the record will be fulfilled by the teams, the different teams that need to interact with it, and by a specific user, a specific operator that will implement and fulfill that request. Okay. So after the request is fulfilled, then the flow will move again to the self-service portal and to the end user. Because the end user has the final word. The end user needs to go to the tool in order to validate the solution. Okay, so the operator implemented or fulfilled the request. The end user will check if everything is okay, and he has three options here: to deny. Okay, he can deny the solution in cases like, for example, the end user ordered a new email account, the operator created that email account, the end user tries to use or to access that email account, but it's not possible. So in that case, he will deny the solution. Okay, so the operator needs to redo the implementation or the fulfillment of that request. If everything is okay, then the end user will accept the solution and the record will be closed. When I say that the record will be closed, I'm saying that both interaction and the request fulfillment will be closed. Okay, this validation, this solution validation, will be performed in the interaction, the SVC 0001. Okay, not in the request. But if the user automatically closes the interaction, then the request fulfillment record will be automatically closed too, because they are synchronized. Okay. There's here another option to close the record. If after the request is implemented, if the end user does not provide any feedback during the next 3 days, then the system will automatically close these records. Okay. Because if the user is not providing any feedback, it's because everything is okay. So the system will assume that the records were successfully implemented and the solution fits the needs of the end user. So it will be closed. Okay. So how is this going to be mapped inside the workflows of the tool? Okay, this is very simple. So this is the workflow of the interaction, the service catalog workflow. So in the first phase, the end user will order from the catalog, okay, in the self-service. So when ordering, the record will be in the logging phase. After that, we'll move to the approval phase, where the head of department needs to approve or deny the record. Okay. If he denies, as you can see here, the record will move to the closure phase. If he approves, the record will move to the work in progress phase, and there's an automatic creation of the service request record. Okay, and that record will be available in the request fulfillment module. So we will move to the request fulfillment workflow. Okay, and this workflow is very simple. So the first phase here is the logging. So when the record is automatically created, the record will be placed in the logging phase. After that, the record will be in the logging phase. The record will be assigned to a specific team. Usually, it's the IT call center team, and that team needs to assign to the proper team that needs to fulfill this. And inside that team, a member of that team will pick this request for him, or the team leader might want to distribute the work between all the members. Okay, so the team leader can assign the record to a specific member. After being assigned to a particular member, the flow will move to the fulfillment phase, and this phase represents the moment the operator starts working on the fulfillment of the request. Okay, in this case, implementing or ordering what the end user asked. After the record is implemented, fulfilled in this case, the flow will move to the review phase. Okay, and at this point, the interaction is moved automatically to the review phase 2. Okay, so in this phase, the interaction needs to be reviewed by the end user. So the end user will go to the self-service portal and he will approve or deny the record. If he approves or if he accepts, in this case, the solution, then the service request and the interaction will be closed. Okay. If he denies, then the solution, if he denies the solution, then the interaction goes to the work in progress phase, and the service request will move to the fulfillment phase. Okay, so as you can see, if he denies, the record will move to the fulfillment phase. Okay, so as you can see, this is very, very simple. It appears to be to have a lot of different interactions and actions here, but this is simple. Okay. So before showing you all of this in the tool, let me just tell you how to access the tool. So you will have here the links for the two portals. These links or these URLs are not for the production environment or for the final environment. Okay, these are links to the UAT environment. So in the future, you will receive an email providing you the specific URLs that you'll use in the future. Okay, please access this portal with your domain credentials, so the ones that you use to access your own computers. Okay, so in the live presentation today, I'll show you the following instructions here. First, how to order from the catalog. Okay, this is performed by the end user. How to approve a record and how to delegate approvals. Okay, because sometimes the person approving the record is not around, it's on leave, it's in a business trip, so that person can delegate approvals in another person. Okay, how to implement the service request and how to validate the solution. Okay, I don't know if you already saw the other training videos that I provided related with the end user training and incident management training, but the validation of the solution is similar to what I presented in those videos. Okay, so let's then move to the live presentation. So here I am. I will log in with my user. So when you log in the self-service portal, this is what you'll see. The first thing that you'll see is a system bulletin. And the system bulletin is very important because let's imagine, for example, that there is a major incident in the organization. For example, T24 is down or the Exchange server is not working, so there is no possibility to send emails. Okay, this is a major incident. So at that point, the administrators of the tool of KCB Service Manager will be able to come here and to provide the users with important information regarding those incidents. Okay, they can come here and in this space they can put here some information saying that currently the Exchange server is down. We are working on it. We intend to have this issue resolved within 2 hours. Okay, so in this case, if you are coming here to submit an incident saying that you cannot send an email, okay, right now you know what's happening, so you don't need to submit that incident. Okay, this is intended to prevent those situations where people come here and submit 100 or 200 incidents related with the same issue. Okay, please remember that incidents needs to be approved by the head of department. So in the cases when you see that the incident was already reported, even if you report it, you'll need to wait for the approval of your head. Okay, and then the record will be handled by a team. Okay. So here in the left menu, you have all the options of the self-service portal. So the first one here is to submit an incident. Okay. Second one is ordering from the catalog. And here you can order service requests or you can submit a new change request. Okay. These three options will be used to view incidents that are open, resolved, or closed. Okay. And the same options for the catalog interactions to view open catalog interactions, resolved and closed. Okay. Here is an option to search in the knowledge base. So before submitting an incident, you might want to come here and search the knowledge base in order to find if the issue that you are experiencing is already documented in the knowledge base. Okay. If you need to find a record based on the ID or based on the time it was opened, then you can come here and search for that record. Okay. If you are an approver, you might want to come here to this option, approve a record. Okay, and you'll see a list of all the records that you need to approve. And if you want to delegate an approval, you can come here and create a delegation record. Okay. In the end, you'll have here this option called System Bulletin. It will open this particular screen, okay, and then the logout option. So let's start by ordering from the catalog. Okay, this is the first thing that you'll do as an end user. You'll order from the catalog. So you'll press this option. Let me just collapse here, and you'll see this screen. This represents the service catalog. Okay, so up here you have an area to search in the catalog. Okay, you have the most popular requests that you particularly requested. Okay, so for example, create email account is the request that my user requested more, or in most cases. Okay. And here you'll see in the biggest area of the screen, you'll see the categories of requests or the catalog entries that you can order. Okay, so in this case, I don't want to change requests, so I will select these service requests, and you see here a list of, in this case, 38 different records. Okay, these records cannot be ordered; they only act as categories. Okay, for example, if you select agency banking, you'll see here, in this case, one type of request related with float account, and when you order float account, there's the account setup request. Okay, just let me tell you that all the requests have three levels of categorization. Okay, so in this case, if you can see here, we have agency banking, inside it float account, and then the account setup. Okay, so let's go back to the service requests, and let's, for example, select this option called email. So inside email, you have requests related with application installation or configuration, and related with user access rights or permissions. So let's select this second one, and inside here we have 4 different requests that we can submit or that we can order. Add remove email account to email group, create email account, create user, or delete email account. Okay, so for example, let's select this one, the create email account. When you select that particular entry of the catalog, you will be moved to the, let's say, confirmation form. Okay, so here you'll see, you'll see the name of the catalog entry, create email account, and you'll see here that this is being requested for your user. Okay, at this point you can go back to the catalog, or you can submit. When you press submit, you are saying that I want to continue. This is more like a continue. Okay, so you will press submit, and after that you'll see here the form where you need to insert the details of this request. So the first one is the title, so I need a new email account, and then you should insert a description. I need a new email account for test purposes. The address is, for example, let's just say this, for test purposes. Okay, so I inserted the title, the description. You should insert the urgency. The urgency means how this service request will impact you. Okay, so are you able to work without it? Without it, are you not able to work? Are you able to work with minor or major issues? For example, if you want to order a new laptop because the current one is not working, well, in that case, this is very urgent because you cannot work. But if you are just planning to upgrade your current laptop and you want to order a second one, then this is not that urgent. You can work, or at least you can work with minor issues. Okay, so try to map here the real urgency of your request, because this urgency level can be changed by the operators in the operators portal. Okay, if they see that this is not that urgent, they might decrease this level of urgency. Okay. So up down here we have information regarding the person. So this request is for this person here, ITSM service account. This cannot be changed, but the second field here called contact for this request is automatically populated with your user too, but this can be changed. For example, you can create or order a service request on behalf of another person. For example, your colleague is not able to log in the system, so he can ask you to create a service request on his behalf. Okay. After this, you should insert your Cisco phone. Okay, in case of anyone needs to reach you. Okay, so they can use this phone. Okay, they can use the email too, but sometimes there are things that are very urgent, so they might use the phone. And then you need to insert your department information. Okay, so the information related with the people, with contacts, that information is coming from the Active Directory. That's your main repository of information of people. But Active Directory does not have at the moment the relationship between the person and the department. Okay, so you need to insert that relationship. You need to identify your department. Why? It's very simple. Because attached to your department is the person who will approve, in this case the head of department. Okay, so when you select your own department, the head of that department will be automatically picked by the system based on some rules that we created here. Okay, so the department will be identified based on two fields. The first one is the division region. You can press this button here. Here you'll see what we call the major departments, or the big areas in KCB. So we have branches, in this case branches by geography. We have the internal departments. KCB dash something is an internal department, and then you have the subsidiaries based on geography too. Okay, so for example, let's say that I belong to information technology. Okay, but to which unit or to which internal department? You have here all the departments related with information technology. Okay, let's say for example that I belong to service delivery. I'll press this, and as you can see right now the approver was selected automatically. Okay, there's only one approver. In this case, it's the head of department. Okay, if you are submitting or ordering a request for subsidiary, this will be different. Okay, let's say for example Tanzania, and then one of these departments. As you can see, the approver is not selected automatically. Why? Because you have two different approvers, the branch manager and the SQC manager. So in that case, you need to come here and to identify who's the person that needs to approve your record. Okay, so this needs your interaction. The head of department, since it's only one, the system will automatically populate that person in this field. So for testing purposes, I will select here a testing department. So in this case, this one, testing department, and the approver, as I told you, will be automatically picked. Okay. Last thing here is to attach documents. Okay. So since we are talking about a service request, you might want to attach here a specific document, a specific form, some screenshots, wherever you need. Okay. Just press the option Add Attachments and then Add Files. And for example, you can add this file or another files that you have. Okay. After this, you can cancel this request. You can go back to the catalog to see the catalog, or you can submit. And if you press submit, then this service request will be created in the tool. Okay. You'll see here this message with your ID for the interaction, the service catalog interaction, and then you'll see here some more details: the ID, the description, the urgency, information related with the person who's requesting, and the catalog item that was requested. In this case, create email account. Okay. Then you can press continue to do something else in the tool. Okay. So let's imagine that at this point we want to see what's happening with this request. So we come here to this View Open Catalog Interactions, and we will see here a list of all the interactions that you submitted or that you created. Okay, so let's scroll for that, and here it is. You press the ID and you'll see the form here with the ID of the interaction, some information regarding the person who's requesting this with the Cisco phone, the department and the approver, the title, the description, the phase of the workflow, and then here you have what is called the service offering, and service issue. These fields will be more used in incidents. In this case, they will be automatically populated with this ID, the service catalog. Okay. Down here, you see the urgency and the impact. The impact is automatically picked based on the type of record. And here you can check the workflow. So currently you can see here that the record is in the approval phase. Okay, so this interaction needs to be approved by the head of department. Okay, so let's just log out, and I will log in again as the head of department to show you how to approve. So this head of department has some more options here, so just don't mind with that, because these options will not be the extra options will not be available for you, for the rest of the users. Okay, so let's hit this or press this option here called approve a record, and this represents the approval list of all the records that this person, Falcon, needs to approve. We are talking here about incidents, interactions, and changes. Okay, so let's try to locate our record to be in the third page. Okay, it's here. Okay, so we have the ID, the title, the person requesting, and the phase of the workflow. Okay, so the first thing here that this approver wants to do is to view the details of this record. Okay, so he will be able to view who's requesting, the department, the title, the description, okay, and in some cases the attachments that that person inserted. Okay, so at this point the approver has three options. Down here, if you scroll down, you'll see here these options. Okay, four options. The first one is to go back, and you'll see again the approval list. Then you have an option called approve, and if you press this option, the record will be automatically approved without inserting any kind of justification. It will be instantaneously approved. Then you have the deny option. If you press the deny, you need to insert here a reason to deny or to reject it. Okay, for example, financial, and then some comments saying that we don't have the necessary financial resources. Okay, and then press this button here or the OK button, and the interaction will be closed. Sorry, we moved to this one. And the third option here is called request information. Okay, when you press this option, you will be able to send an email notification to the requester, okay, asking something or send him some remarks. For example, what is the address of the new email account? And you press finish, and the email notification will be sent to the requester. So the requester will know that he needs to come here and to insert that information. So let's simulate that. Let's log in again as the end user. Okay, we will come here, view open catalog interactions. Here it is. And let's say that the user will come here and say update the address of the new email account is testing at kcb.co.ke, and he will save. So the record is saved, is updated, and at this point there was a notification, an email notification that was triggered and sent to the approver, saying that the end user updated the request, please approve or deny it. Okay, so let's go back again to the approver profile. The approver will come here again to the approval list. He will be able to view, and now he sees here, okay, there's the email account. I think that I can approve this this record. So he'll come here and press the approve button. Then the record will be approved in the moment. The approver can come here too and press these options called approve or deny. They are the same options that are inside the detailed form. Okay. So as you can see here, right now we have 26 records. Previously we had 27. So after approving or denying the record, that record will be removed from this list. Okay. So what's happening here at this moment is that the end user submitted the service request, the interaction was created, then the interaction was approved, and right now the system will generate automatically the record, the service request record, starting with RF. Okay, so I will log out and I will log in again as the end user. Okay, just to check what's happening with my records. Okay, so I will come here to this option called View Open Catalog Interactions, and I will try to locate my records. Okay, here it is. So I will select it, and as you can see right now in the workflow, this interaction is in the work in progress phase, and most important, we have here this tab called related records, and as you can see, there's a record related with this one, with this interaction, that is an RF something. Okay, so you can press this to view the details, and this is the service request record. Okay, that is currently in the logging phase. Okay, you as the end user, you are able to view this information. Okay, but you are not able to interact with these records. Okay, you can only view. So as you can see, the title and the description were copied from the interaction to this record, as well as the person requesting and the urgency level or the impact. Okay. So at this point, the flow or the workflow of the request fulfillment module will be moving to the operator's portal. So let's go to that portal and let's see what's happening. So I will log in with my operator. And this is the way the operator's portal looks. So here in the left part we have the main menu with some more information, with some more options. Each one of these areas represent a module, so change management, configuration, knowledge, problem, etc. Okay, if you press one of these, you'll see the details of that. Okay, and here in this central area, you have something very important that is called the to-do list. Okay, so in this case, the default one, the default to-do list is my to-do list. So you'll see all the records that are currently assigned to your user, to your operator. Okay, this will be very useful because in the beginning of the day you can come here and you'll see all the records that need your intervention. Okay. If you don't have any record here, you might want to select another view called My Groups To-Do List. Okay, and you'll be able to see all the records that are assigned to the teams that you belong. Okay, so in this example, for example, all these records are assigned to my user, but this record here is assigned to one of my teams, but not assigned to a particular person. So I can come here and pick these records for myself. Okay, So I'll try to locate the request that I submitted, because it's assigned to my groups. Let's order this by ID, for example. Okay, it's this one. I need a new email account. Okay. Let's just check here in the related records. Yes, it's related with our interaction. Okay. So at this point, as you can see, this is assigned to the IT call center team. Okay. So since I belong to this team, I have two options here. For example, if I see that, well, I cannot handle this needs to be handled by a different team, I can come here to this assignment group, delete this team, press the fill button and select the proper team to handle that. For example, this will be handled by the network's infrastructure support team. Okay. And then I will save, and the record will be assigned to that team. All the members of that team will receive an email notification saying that record RF10127 was assigned to your group. Okay, so everybody from that group can come to the tool and pick that record. Okay. Since I belong to the IT call center team, okay, let me just save this. I can come here and select a specific person. I can assign myself or another person. So I will press that fill button, and here are all the members of the IT call center group. Okay, so I will pick my own user. Okay. If you are the team leader of the group, for example, if I was the team leader of IT call center, I was able to come here and to assign this to any member of my group. Okay. Another important information here: if you assign this to a different group, okay, for example, to the networks team, you are able to assign to a particular person too. Okay, the system will not forbidden that. The only problem here is that you don't know if that person is currently working. You don't know the amount of work that that operator have at the moment. So you might not assign it to a particular person. Otherwise, imagine that that person is on leave. The system will not allow that to insert that information here. So you might be assigning these records to someone that is not working currently. So the SLAs will expire, and the customer or the end user will not be happy with that. So my advice here is to assign to the group and then let someone inside the group, the members or the team leader, decide who is going to handle the record. So at this point, I assigned the records to my user, so I will submit to fulfillment. And I will start working on this. Okay. So as you can see, I'm in the fulfillment phase. So let's say that at this point I was able to come to the Exchange server and insert or I was able to create this account. So I will come to this option called Fulfillment Comments, and I will insert here some information saying, for example, that the account is created. Please test it. Okay, and I will press the review button. So right now the record is fulfilled and the workflow is in the review phase. Okay. If you remember, I told you that the interaction and the request fulfillment record are synchronized. So as you can see, the interaction is now in the review phase too. So now it's the time for the end user to go to the tool in the self-service portal to review the solution. In this case, to see if the email account is well created. Okay. So let's go back. Okay, just something apart of this. Sometimes you will see this warning message. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the system. The system created or the system contains something that is called an inactivity timer. Okay, all the connections that are not active or that don't show any activity during 10 minutes will be dropped. Okay. This is intended to prevent situations where an operator or someone logs in the beginning of the day and they will consume one license in the system for the entire day. Okay, since licenses are not unlimited, we might want to use only licenses with operators that are working effectively. If you are not working, the system will drop your connection. After 5 minutes, you will receive this warning saying that your session is inactive for 5 minutes and will be terminated in 5 minutes. Do you want to extend your session time? If you press OK, then that timer will be restarted. Okay. If you don't say anything, then your connection will be dropped. So right now the request fulfillment record is fulfilled, right? The interaction is in the review phase, so we might want to see it. In order to do it, we will press this option called View Resolved Catalog Interactions. Okay, and as you can see, that interaction was opened. Since we only have one record that is resolved, you'll see that record instantaneously. If we have two or more records, you'll see a list in the top, a list like this one, like the open. You see a list like this, and then you need to select the record that you want to open. Okay. So here, so you see that it is in the review phase. In the review phase in the workflow, and here in the solution tab you can read that the account is created, please test it. So let's say for example that I tested it and no, I'm not able to log in in my email account. It's giving me an error. So down here you have the option to accept or to deny the solution. In this case, let's just deny the solution. You hit deny and then you insert here something like I'm having error 445. What is happening? And you press finish. So what's happening here after doing this, after denying the solution? There are a lot of things happening. First one, the workflow phase of this record of the interaction will be moved again to the work in progress phase. And as a result, the request fulfillment will move back again to the fulfillment phase. Okay? Because if the solution is not okay, then someone needs to re-implement or fulfill again the request. Okay? So first thing here is that the workflow phases will change. And the other one is that the operator will receive, the person that fulfilled the service request received an email notification saying that the solution of the record rf something was rejected. Please review it. Okay, so the operator knows that he needs to go back to the system again and check what's happening. Okay, so let's do it. I will come again to the operators portal. In this case, I'll go to my to-do list because the record is assigned to me. Okay, and I will search for it. It's an RF something. This one. I need a new email account. So I will press this just to be sure. Yes, it's this one. So this operator received that information by email, so he needs to come here and re-implement this. After that, he will insert some updates here in the fulfillment comments. For example, there was an error. Oops, an error in the Exchange server. Right now, your account is working. And you press the review button again. So the phase is again in the review. The related record, the interaction is in the review phase, so the end user needs to reapprove or to approve again the solution, approve or deny, of course. So let's go again to the end user portal or to the self-service portal, view resolved catalog interactions, and that here in the solution I can see that there was an error in the Exchange server. Right now your account is working. So at this point I will accept the solution because everything is working. Okay, so when you accept the solution, you'll see here this wizard or this form that will allow you to rate the solution and the quality of the intervention. Okay, by default, the rating that is selected is satisfied, but you have three different levels: very satisfied, satisfied, or not satisfied. For example, how can you accept the solution and be not satisfied with it? Okay, it's very simple. For example, imagine that you submitted these records. Yeah, you need to create a new email account, and it took someone 3 weeks to resolve it or to implement it. Well, of course, that after 3 weeks, the email account is created, so you accept the solution, it's working, but it took a lot of time. Okay, so you might want to select not satisfied, and you need to insert some remark saying that it took a lot of time to implement this. I'm not happy. And then you submit by pressing the finish button. But for example, imagine that after 5 minutes of submitting this, the record was resolved, okay, or was fulfilled. So you'll be very satisfied. And in this case, the remarks are not mandatory, but you might want to insert here some additional information saying that the service was very fast. Thanks for the support. Okay, and then press finish. So this information will be here in the interaction. So the rating is very satisfied, and here are the remarks that you inserted. Okay, and right now, as you can see, the phase of the workflow is closure. So the record is closed, and the related record is closed too. Okay, this is the request, and it's closed. So again, as you can see, the records are fully synchronized. Okay. So before finishing here, I just want to show you something that I think that is very important. That is how to delegate approvals. Okay. So in order to delegate an approval, you need to press this option called Delegate Approval. Okay. You see here a list of all the delegation records that you created, and in this case, let's create a new one. You press Add New Delegation, and you have two options. You can delegate all approvals. Okay, when we talk about all approvals, we are saying that you can delegate incident approvals, interaction approvals, or change management approvals. Or you can delegate only some of these approvals. If you want to delegate some, just select this option called Delegate Selected Approvals. You press Next, and then you need to select the module. You only have two modules here. You can delegate approvals for change management or approvals for incidents and interactions. Okay, let's for example select this one. You want to delegate these ones, but you don't want to delegate change management because those ones are more important, so that one needs to be handled by yourself. So you select the module, you press Next, then you need just to move your operator from the left to the right. Okay. Oh, okay, from the left to the right, saying that you want to delegate approvals of this person. And then when you press Next, you'll see here a form saying that you can delegate this to whom. Okay. So you can press this button here, and you'll see a list of all the people that you can select as the delegator. Okay. Or you can insert the name of that person here. Okay, for example, if you know the name of that person, Falcon. I don't know if I can select Falcon. Yes, there are two users with a name starting with Falcon. Okay, I'll select that one, and the validity of the delegation. So it will be valid starting tomorrow and till next Saturday. After this, just press Next and the delegation record will be created. Okay. So how do you read this information? It's very simple. This user, that it's you are delegating all the incidents and service catalog interaction approvals in this person, Falcon, starting on tomorrow and ending in the next Saturday. Okay. For example, this one, the last one here, no, the second one, your user is delegating on all the change management approvals in this user M Mwendwa, okay, starting in this date and ending in this date. Okay. You can have multiple delegation records for the same period. Okay, so you can delegate during 1 week. You can delegate on 5 or 4 or 10 different users. Okay, this here means that these people, that are on the delegates column, they'll be able to approve, but you continue to be able to approve at all the times. Okay, so you are the master here, and the other person is like the secondary approver. Okay, just with the rights to approve on your behalf. Okay. So I think I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions regarding request fulfillment or regarding the system, you should contact Matthew Mwendwa. Okay, he's the owner of this tool, so he will be able to help you with that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.